Hits. This is the Sourpatch segment. We haven't aired in a while. The microphone stand broke.
Oh.
Yeah, so we'll just set it there. Unless we get over there and the doorway. But it's all good. Good. So, we have kind of been on vacation, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit of a vacation for the Sour Patch segment here.
Yeah. Well, you've been back to work and...
Summertime.
But in our replacement, we have started the Gnarly Dweeb segment with our younger half of the 304 team, Phyllis and Glow. And they seem to be doing actually really good.
Awesome, guys. That's your Snapchat followers and the Twitter and all the shit that we don't partake in. Sorry.
Yeah, frickin' millennials. Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah.
We've been dealing with baby daddy shit.
Yeah. Dun dun dun.
I tell you what, it takes strength to be in a separated, divorced relationship with somebody with a kid.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just choose not to deal with it and never see the kid, which is sad. But there are those, but you still just want to reach out and punch them in the face and choke the shit out of them.
Yeah.
You give and give, and they just don't get it. They take advantage. You give it an inch, and they take a mile.
Makes you want to smack their face.
Yeah. Like that. Then you see the other parent basically having a life of zero responsibility and doing what you want, and we'll never do what we want. I keep telling myself I have 7 years, I can do what I want.
And by then, Felicity will have a grandbaby for you, and...
Oh, man. Speaking of babies, so I like going and watching those little promo videos of people who make shit, and they want you to invest in it, and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, the fucking artificial womb in your living room.
Isn't that wild?
That is just, you can feed it. They have a fucking machine you can take outside of your home to simulate it kicking. I was just like, my mind was blown. Like, are you fucking serious?
What's the fun of this? It's like a little toy.
It's like, it's something that I'd imagine for someone who is obsessed with self-image that doesn't want to ruin their figure. I'll just grow it and watch. I can watch it. In my living room, I can feed it what I want.
There's no protection anymore. Everybody's going to be sterile and fertile.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, but remember when we were kids that you got the little keychain things and you took care of that
Hold
baby?
on, I don't want to... Yes, the Gigapet.
Yeah.
So I don't want to, like, interrupt or whatever, but it was just a passing thought of yours.
Go ahead.
But, even the apparatus itself reminded me of the Matrix.
And it's on your shoulder. Your baby don't kick in your fucking shoulder.
Yeah, they did have it on their shoulder. Like,
they were bouncing it like it was the baby.
The baby, yeah.
Like, how detached? Like, where's the bonding? Like, you don't understand.
That's crazy to me.
I mean, yes, you do understand, yeah. But those of you that's never had a child or something grow inside of you, I mean, they got them thinking it's like a parasite nowadays.
Yeah.
I've seen people say it's your body, not theirs, it's a parasite. Or some shit that I've seen. It was real fucked up because I had to comment on it. And I couldn't believe that people were viewing it as a, like an alien, like, body snatcher.
That's the argument a lot of times for abortion. Is it's not, it is a parasite. And if you, technically your body does view it as a parasite. That's what the morning sickness first trimester is your body trying to purge said parasite.
Make it or break it.
And then I think that that's always open for debate. I mean, I guess I could see both sides. I could arguably say that life is more important and that if you put yourself in that situation, no matter what the circumstances were, you know, that it should ultimately be your, you carry that weight. Well, right. You take responsibility for your choices and your actions.
Yeah.
Actions, but
that's what I believe.
I could also
But you can't go around being a victim or saying it's a parasite or an invader of your body. You put it the fuck in your body. You knew. You as a human being, if you fuck something, I'm not going to cuss. If you have intercourse with somebody, not something, you take the chance, biologically,
of getting pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can also see the other side, though. I mean, you have all these women who are steadily popping out babies that they're not taking care of.
They're in an incubator.
Well, I mean, and then instead of knowing that, you know, I do not want to take care of this child, so...
Yeah, let's break that down just a little bit, not so broad. Women who have multiple children that leave them with the grandparents,
leave them with
keep
the mother,
giving
leave
them up
them
for
with the
adoption,
father.
leave them with random strangers. We know women who has left their children with strangers to raise them, or just friends of theirs or neighbors.
Yeah.
And then they would be gone for 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden they pop up and want that baby, and they can get you for kidnapping when they had just did abandonment.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's different...
What you're supposed to do is call CPS instead of take care of the... Because that makes you an enabler.
Right.
Because then they think they can do it all the time, and it's
that's
really
how they
wrong.
get you, and that's what I mean about being the victim. Like, they can't keep playing the victim when it's your decision, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And either you just don't... And that's what watching my young girls, like Anela, she has a hard time saying no, or she always feels... like, oh, I gotta, you know.
Obligated.
So, and I was like, one day I looked at her, and maybe I should not have said it, but I was like, if you keep acting like that, you're not going to be able to say no in sexual situations with men or anybody. Because it plays over in all aspects of your life. If you can't say no and take up for yourself and just general shit, or someone pulls your heartstrings, or they're getting pulled all the damn time, and you feel like you have to, are obligated to help this person, that's not the same thing as being a good person and giving out. So
yeah, that's letting them take
right,
advantage of you.
Right, because there's manipulated people who just keep playing the system, or keep playing people, or whatever system you got.
Yeah.
Even if it's with your parents, and you know they're going to keep giving to you, so you don't ever, you know, we know people who are guaranteed money, so they just spend theirs like nothing, because they know that that person's going to give it to them.
Yeah, and we should just, I think that whole, you know, abortion thing, I think that there's many different levels. And I think that people should stop trying to place this label on it. You know what I mean? Like pro, you know what I mean? Just, it is the worst thing you can do, and it's a sin, blah, 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 blah. It's horrible, you're killing life. Or on the opposite end of the spectrum, you know, do it all the time. But I think there should be an understanding.
There's like no regulation, you know, and then if the federal government or a government steps in, then it's an infringement
on your rights.
On your rights, or some constant. I mean, so there's no grounds, and that's why I say just mind your own business.
Business, that's what it should be. It should be
the law should be mind your own business.
And it shouldn't be, I think that's always been a problem, is we're always trying to force our views on others.
At the same time telling them, don't judge me, you can't force yours on mine.
Yeah, instead of just being accepting of everyone's differences.
And just stay in your own zone. You can still be neighborly, eat together, dine together,
work together, and you don't necessarily have to agree with each other or even like one another in order to be cordial.
Aspects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just don't, if it didn't exist, it wouldn't be a conflict inside of people.
Yeah. Definitely. And that can work in all aspects of life.
The only thing I don't agree with is that morning after. I think like it's such an easy ticket. And I'm just a person of action and consequences. So I feel like everybody should have to deal with their consequences of their actions, whether it be good or bad. And I just think that's like being saved on your fucking deathbed. How the fuck are you allowed to be saved on your deathbed after you just did a shitload of evil things? You know, and I'm not talking about petty people who might be vain or something. I'm talking about some evil-ass motherfuckers we know should never, ever sit there and try to be saved And then I think that I relate
I
that to the
think
morning
again
after
with
pill.
that, I can see both sides, because at the same time, we are becoming quickly overpopulated and then soon to lose a lot of
yeah.
our land space. And then on top of that,
Do you
I think that
we're losing
it's
our
a
land
cheap. I think
space?
it's a cheap way to avoid. Obviously they don't want it, so why not, or why not that as opposed to getting an abortion? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but people would argue they have a human right to make the decision whether or not they want it.
Well, again, they have a choice,
Isn't
and
that
they
crazy?
obviously don't want it.
Yeah, so why fucking act on it?
So,
That's like saying, I'm only human. Well, fuck you and you're only human. I hate hearing that.
I think that I could see both sides, and I think the morning after pill is a cheaper way and even more humane way, because there's nothing already
Your body into a
growing.
miscarriage, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't take it right. I don't know the details. I only see that because, like I had mentioned, but yeah, absolutely, I can
It's
see
like
all
the purge.
sides. Oh my gosh, yeah.
The purge, and it purges anything that may or may not have been.
And I think I only feel that way because I'm a very natural person. But once again, the ultimate overdriven of me is, as well as you, is fucking mind your business, man. They want to fucking take the morning after pill, then fucking let them.
Yeah. Yes.
And then condoms cost some fucking money.
They do. It's ridiculous, actually.
And they're like, oh, population this, murder, death, kill. But you can't fucking... And that's what I said about infertility. The fucking rate of infertility and sterilization. No one talks about it. It's insane. And then all of the little studies you read, like the mouse under development and gestation with no testicles, or vaginal delay and that's like in the growth section, of inside your body. And so that means that if they're developing those organs later on as a result of these chemicals, that was fucking fluoride.
Damn.
Yeah, from the CDC's website. And that was before, because I printed all that shit off, remember, a long time ago before Trump became president.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying everything in there is clear cut, but you just gotta look and read in between the lines, and then one thing leads to another. If you read a sentence in there, you can be like, well, I bet other people, or there's other different studies, blah, blah, blah. And then you do comparison, and there's usually a pattern in there. For me, anyway. And I could be wrong. Maybe I'm going down the wrong fucking rabbit hole.
I don't know. I've never believed in coincidences. So if you're seeing a common denominator that correlates between all the studies, then that is the underlining line.
And that can be found in the natural world and the man-made world.
Yeah.
And what pisses me off is everybody's like, this is truth. And and they're goddamn sure it's fucking written in stone and gold and shit and like a fucking golden bean spiral. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, but there is no real truth, dude. Everything that's
all
calculating
open
this
for
data,
speculation and theorization.
And it's something of a man-made system of all aspects. So unless you go out there and say, yes, the sun rises this moment, and it ends this moment, and this grows at this moment, fuck you and your truth, because that's the only real truth. Or that I'm going to give milk to my child, absolutely. I'm going to have a baby if I have sex, absolutely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless that's the only ultimate truth that you can really, really, or if you do a good deed, that is like, now that is real. We can see that. But I'm not even going to say we can see that, because people really are like, oh. But it's oh my goodness, it makes me insane.
Yeah.
And they will argue. It doesn't matter. Like, even the truthers in their threads are like this big. All they want to do is just put out long fucking paragraphs of what they know. Like, on everything. Everything. And it's like, so what? How many years are you going to write you know? And then if you just say something different, they're like, blah, 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 blah. It's the same thing. And they're religious fucking nuts. So don't tell me about conditioning when your whole foundation is from the old book of Genesis. You know, it's called a Babylonian god, a fucking demon. then you still are fucking living in a world of fucking religious constraints.
Yeah.
If you can't just go out there and dig a fucking ditch and